a bolster or a folded beach towel, just to get you high enough up so that you're comfortable sitting. We won't stay seated very long. We'll just do a few stretches here, sitting up nice and tall. And first of all, dropping into your breath, inhaling and exhaling through the nose, allowing the mind to follow the breath so that you think, I breathe in, I breathe out. I breathe in, I breathe out. And then bringing your hands to Anjali Mudra at the heart center. Inhale, sweeping the arms forward and up. And then exhale back to the heart center. Do that 2 more times. Inhale and exhale. And once more. Inhale and exhale. And then float your arms to the side, lengthen, coming back to that slow, deep breath. And just bring this right arm up and hinge over, stretching into the side bodies. And exhale back. And the left arm, inhale up and over. And exhale back. So keep going like this. And because this practice is designed to be a late evening releasing energy practice, moving slowly with the breath, we just want to let any tension that's built up from the day that's stayed in the tissue, you just want to release that in this practice. Inhale here. And exhale, and then to the other side. Inhale. And exhale. And then come back to sitting, lengthening the spine. We'll go through some seated cat-cow. So with your cat-cow, engage the root lock and draw the navel towards the spine so you feel this pelvic tilt. The tailbone will come forward. And then once that pelvis is rocked, then you want to release one vertebra at a time. Bring your chin to your chest, that's your cat. And then press the sits bones, lengthen the spine, and open the heart center coming into the cow. And just keep going like this. Inhaling, engaging the root lock, the pit of the belly, rounding into cat. And exhale as you arch into the cow. And the next time you come up to a seated position, lengthen here and move in what we call this holographic wave. So this is just three-dimensional asymmetric movement. There's no rhyme or rhythm to it. Everybody's will look a little bit different. We're just trying to get into the connective tissue or the fascia and sort of open that out. So if you've ever seen a little video about fractals and how fractals move, that's what we're trying to do with holographic movement. And you could Google the fascia and fractals and probably find a video on YouTube of that. And then go ahead and sit up nice and tall and bring your arms down to the side and just bring this right arm across as you inhale and then down as you exhale, and the left arm across the knees and up and exhale down. So we're just trying to move through the shoulders and the shoulder blades a little bit here. Inhale and exhale. One more time, each arm. And then bring both arms down to the side and bring the shoulders forward and up and back and down and forward and up and back and down. And go one more time, forward and up and back and down. And now we're just going to work the head and neck a little. So drop the chin down towards the chest. Make sure the back of the neck is long, but this part of the body stays upright. So the shoulders stay stacked on the hips. And then just roll the chin across the chest till your right ear comes towards the right shoulder. And roll the chin across the chest till the left ear comes towards the left shoulder. And just keep going, rolling from side to side. You're looking for any places where there's resistance. Sometimes there's some popping and clicking. Just slow this down. We tend to carry a lot of tension in the neck and shoulders. One more time, left ear to left shoulder, and then bring your chin back to the center. Take a few breaths here, and then lift the head up and make your way down onto your back. So the rest of the practice will be a supine practice. And if you have a yoga strap, you'll want a yoga strap. If you don't have a yoga strap, you can use a belt or an old necktie, or even like a long beach towel will work for this. So go ahead and come down onto your back with your knees bent, your feet flat on your floor or mat. And just take a few breaths to release into the earth. Notice if you're holding tension. Sometimes there's tension in the belly and the low back or between the shoulder blades. And see if you can just breathe into that tension and release it without moving or wiggling around. Because it's just as important to teach the body to release tension as it is to teach it how to stretch and move. Now, we want to check the position of the head. Sometimes there's a tendency to hyperextend the chin up towards the wall behind you, and we don't want to do that. So just lift your head off the mat and tuck the chin down towards the chest. Bring your hand to the back of the head, and you'll find this bony kind of a ridge, and then the knob, that's the occiput, and that's what we want to be on the mat. So just lower the head. And the chin may feel a little bit tucked here, but that just means you're counterposing some of that kyphosis or that forward bending of the head and neck. So to begin, just inhale, bring both arms up and over, tips of the fingers towards the wall behind you, and then exhale, the hands back down. Do that a few more times, inhaling up and exhaling down. And the next time your hands come down to the side, just stay here and come back to that breath, that slow, deep breath, pulling the breath into the belly, the rib cage, and then up around the shoulder blades or the collarbone. And then bring the right knee into the chest. Bring your right hand on top of the right knee. And we're going to start with big circles. So just moving into the hip joint. And these joint rotations are really good for keeping the body lubricated. Basically, your joints secrete something called synovial fluid. and this gentle motion promotes that synovial fluid. And then reverse those circles going back the other way. And then go ahead and hug that right knee into the chest as close as you can. And then lace your fingers underneath the thigh here, right here. And we're just going to bend and straighten that knee, keeping the leg tucked in towards the chest. And this is just to get some stretch into the back of the thigh here. The leg doesn't have to be absolutely straight. It's really more important to keep the thigh tucked towards the chest here and get the stretch that way. And then go ahead and lace your fingers on top of the shin again. Flex both feet and straighten the left leg down towards the mat. And just take some slow, deep breaths here in this jackknife position. And both legs are equally active. It's just that one is bent and hugged in towards the chest. And then the left leg the foot is flexed, and you can kind of press the thigh towards the mat to keep it active. Slow, deep breaths into the belly. And then release this right foot down to the mat and bring your left knee in, left hand on top of the kneecap. And again, start with these big circles. And then reverse those circles, going back the other way. And then hug that left knee into the chest. Lace your fingers behind the thigh and begin straightening and bending the knee. Stretching into the muscles on the back of the thigh. And then bring that to a close. Hug the left shin close to the chest. Flex both feet. Straighten the right leg down to the mat. Lengthen through the back of the neck and slow, deep breaths into the belly. I breathe in. I breathe out. And then release that left foot down to the mat. Bend the right knee. Bring your arms out to the side and bring your knees up towards the chest like this. And we're going to do a twisting flow. So bring your right knee to the right side, roll onto your right hip and stack the left knee on top. And then bring the left knee up and over, coming onto your back. Roll onto the left hip and stack the right knee on top. So there's your twist. And you're just going to keep going from side to side. And this should sort of feel like, well, to me it feels like when I was a kid and I would do cartwheels, you know how you'd fling one leg up and the other would follow, and then one leg and the other would come down. It's similar, I think, to that. You can roll your palms down towards the floor and sort of press into your arms to help you. And you want to move slowly enough so that you have a sense of control over the legs. This is the safest way to do a twist because there's no spinal load, there's no gravitational push on the vertebrae. It's distributed horizontally instead of being vertical. So the next time both knees are on the right side, we're just going to stay here. In this twist, lengthen the spine. See if you can release the left shoulder towards the earth. If it hurts, if it's pulling in this left shoulder, just lower the arm down a little bit closer to the hip. You'll still get the same amount of stretch in the twist, which is what we're really looking for. And you never want to push into the joint spaces. You don't want to, there's no reason to put pain there. It's not helpful. And then flex both feet, and you're going to straighten the left leg out over the right. The leg will lift a little bit. There'll be a little bit of space between your left and right knee, but the thighs are parallel. You're just going to reach, reach, reach through that left leg, breathing here. And then bend the left leg, come back onto your back. Flex the feet, press them up to the ceiling. So this is called Dandasana, or laying down step pose. And the feet are just sort of relaxed at the end of the ankle, and you're reaching through the backs of the legs here. And just breathing. You can bring your hands back here if you need the help to support you. And then bend the knees into the chest and roll onto your left hip. So left leg, and then right leg stacks on top. Release into the twist and drop into your breath. So you want to teach the body to be able to just relax when you want it to relax. Sometimes we hold tension just in case we have to activate real quickly, but you really want to teach yourself to relax and to work from that place of relaxation. Flexing both feet, you're going to straighten the right leg over the left. You're on the left side. Breathing here, reaching through that right heel. The knee is lifted, the right knee is lifted off the left. And then bend the right knee, come back onto your back, flex the feet, and again, just press them up to the ceiling in that Supta Dandasana, reaching through the heels of the feet. And then bend the knees into the chest, lower one foot and then the other down to the mat, and just gently rock from side to side. And you might have to scoot yourself back up to the top of the mat a little bit. That twisting flow tends to pull you down towards the foot. And then just rock your knees back and forth from side to side, massaging the low back. And then we're going to go into an opposing arm and leg flow. So bring your right knee into the chest, flex the foot, press it up to the ceiling, bring the left arm up and over, and then bend the knee, lower the foot and the hand down to the mat, and then left leg, right arm, leg straightens, bend the leg, lower the left foot, right hand down to the mat. So just keep going. Opposing arms and legs. So it'll be your left leg, right arm, and then your right leg, left arm. And the breath to this is inhale as the knee comes in and straightens, exhale as the knee bends and the foot lowers. But the most important thing about the breath in yoga is that you do not hold the breath, that you simply keep it flowing with the movement. So the next time your right leg, left arm come up, just stay here and reach. And then bring the hand up so the tips of the fingers are towards the ceiling, and then point the tips of the fingers down, and also point your toes. So my toes are pointing like that at the end of my foot, and then flex the foot, flex the hand, and point. And we're just going to point and flex like that, stretching into the foot and the calf muscles. This always feels really good to me. And if you have a tendency, if your feet have a tendency to swell, this is really great. And then flex and reach, flex both the foot and the hand and reach. And then you're going to make big circles with the wrist and the ankle. And then reverse, going back the other way, big circles. And then flex and reach, bend the knee, lower the foot and the arm down. And then bring the left knee in, right arm comes up overhead, reaching here, and then lift the arm up so the tips of the fingers are pointing towards the ceiling, and then flex and point. So my foot is flexing and pointing like that at the end of my leg, just like the hand. And then flex and reach, and then the big circles. And then reverse those circles. And then flex and reach. And then bend the knee, lower the foot and the hand down to the mat. And then find your yoga strap, or if you're using a belt or a beach towel or something like that, find that. And if you're using a strap with a metal buckle, you just want to hold on to that buckle near the hand so it doesn't get away from you. And bend the right knee in, lasso the ball of the foot, and just flex the foot and reach, reach, reach. So the strap should be up towards the ball of the foot a little bit on the instep. And so just stay here, reach through the heel and drop into the breath. So if you focus on the breath, I breathe in, I breathe out. It can help release the resistance to the stretch. And then lower that right leg so the thighs are parallel, the knees are even. Now here it's easy to really strongly flex the foot and then slowly lift that leg back up. And if you lift it slowly, you're going to feel the resistance in several different places along the back of the leg. And you just really want to slow down and let each little place release. That way you stretch the whole length of the muscle. And then breathe here. And again, releasing down, reaching through the heel. And as you inhale, lifting slowly. And if you get to a place where there's a lot of resistance, you can just stop and breathe. And then when that resistance releases, you can try to go a little bit further, but you never want to push or create a lot of pain. And you don't want to compare how your practice looks to my practice. I'm just demonstrating so you'll know where to go, but everybody is different. And one more time, lower. And one more time, that nice slow lift. Breathing here. Now, bring your left knee into the chest and then just tuck it up along, take your foot and tuck it alongside the right. And then bend the right knee and bring your right foot down to the mat. Flex the left leg and just reach. We're just going to stay here for some breath. And then lower that left leg down till you can strongly flex the foot, reach through the heel, keep that strong flexion, and slowly lift the leg back up. So the first time you do this on a side is always the most interesting, where you feel all the little places that have not really been stretched. And you may not even go quite as high on the first one. Once you're as high as you're going to go, you just want to drop into the breath, slow, deep inhales and exhales. And releasing the leg down, flexing the foot. And again, that slow lift. You might notice it feels a little different this time. Maybe there's some different places trying to open up. Breathing here. So, one of the theories is that every place the tissue is tight and is lacking flexibility is a place where the prana or energy is blocked. And go ahead and release that down. And last time, lifting it up. And when you unblock the prana and get the tissue more fluid and stretchy, then energy flows more smoothly and you have more of it to use for your daily living. Bringing the right knee into the chest, flexing the foot, pressing it back up into the strap, and just reaching through the heels. And notice if your tailbone is coming up off the floor, well, not really the tailbone, would be the sacrum, but you want that flat part of the back pressing into the mat so you can draw the navel towards the spine to make that happen. And then bend the left knee, place the left foot on the mat, and take both ends of the yoga strap in your right hand and open this right leg out to the right side. Keep the foot flexed and keep your left hip flat on the mat. Try not to let it roll up. So you have to draw the navel into the spine. And this left knee can come out a little bit to sort of help you balance, reach through the heel, stretch. And then bring this right leg back to center. And we'll do that again, bringing the right leg out to the side. This really nice lateral stretch. Just take your time. You only want to engage the muscles you need to engage for this pose. So if you're using other muscles, if you're clenching your jaw, if you're squeezing your glutes, go one more time out to the side. Anything, crunching the back of the neck, anything, try to notice and release that. And then lifting back up. And a lot of the work is honestly just the noticing. So we're going to bring the left knee in and bring it into the yoga strap and bend the right knee and bring the right foot down to the mat. And we're going to do the left side. So both ends of the yoga strap in the left hand, flexing the foot, reaching through the heel, and then open that left leg out to the left side, flexing the foot, reaching. Make sure this right hip is staying as close to the mat as you can manage, and then bring that left leg back up. And again, opening the left leg out to the left, flexing the foot, reaching through the heel. Bringing it back up. And one last time. And last time, back up. And again, opening that yoga strap, bring the right knee in, bring the foot up, reach through the heels, and then bend the left knee, bring the left foot down to the floor. So now we're going to take this right leg across the body. So both ends of the strap are in the left hand, and you're reaching through, and keep this leg straight and just bring it across, and you'll get a nice stretch into the back outer side of the thigh. And that's a band of tissue called the iliotibial band, or the IT band. There are just several muscles that insert into that. Bring the leg back to neutral. And this is just a great way to stretch into that tissue. And again, bringing the right leg across, reaching through the heels. So there's not a lot of movement going on here, but it's a big stretch. And back to neutral. And one more time, bringing that right leg across towards the left side. Try to keep that leg as straight as you can. Reach through the heel. And back to center. And then take the yoga strap, open it up, bring the left knee in, tuck it into the strap, and bend the right knee, and bring that right foot down to the floor. Take both ends of the yoga strap in your right hand, flex the foot, left leg, the left foot, flex the left foot, reach through the heel, and then just bring that leg across the body, reaching through the heel, breathing here. And back to neutral. And again, bringing the left leg across the body, reaching. And back to neutral. And one more time. Reaching through the four corners of the foot. And bringing it back. Taking both ends of the strap in either hand, bring this right knee into the chest, foot up into the strap, and just stay here. So it's nice if instead of reaching like this, which tends to pull the shoulders off the mat, if you slide your hands down the yoga strap or the beach towel or the belt, whatever you're using, and rest your elbows and the shoulder blades on the mat, breathing here. And then bend the knees into the chest and just take that strap off and put it to the side and bring your hands onto your knees and make big hip circles, both knees at the same time, going the same way. And then you can reverse that, going back the other way. And then bring that to a close and lower one foot and then the other onto the mat. Bring your arms down to the side and lift your head up, tuck the chin towards the chest, bring the occiput back down onto the mat, making sure the back of the neck is long and the tops of the shoulders are releasing down towards the mat, so you get a nice heart center opening. And we're going to come in and out of bridge pose. So we'll come in and out 3 times, and the 4th time we'll hold. So you want to engage the root lock by lifting up on the muscles of the pelvic floor. Draw the navel towards the spine, press into the feet, and lift. The weight comes back on the shoulders. Make sure you're looking up at the ceiling here. Don't turn your head to look at your device when you got the weight back on the shoulders here. And then release down. So if you need to look, just wait one out and watch. Engage the root lock, the pit of the belly, press and lift the hips off the mat. And exhale, release back down. We'll go one more time like that. Engage the root, lock the belly, and lift. And release back down. And now this time we're going to lift and hold. So engage the root, lock the belly, press into the feet and lift. You may want to push into the feet a little bit more, bringing the weight back towards the shoulders a little bit more. You may need to lift your head and tuck the chin a little when you do that, and you're breathing here. And then release down to the mat. And when you land on the mat, just take some slow, deep breaths and really let go of any tension in the belly or the low back. And then bring your knees into your chest. And as you exhale, hug the knees into the chest. And as you inhale, let the knees come forward. So this is exhale as you hug, inhale as you release. Keep going like this a few more times. And when you're ready, you can bring that to a close. Lower one foot and then the other. Stretch your legs out and drop into Shavasana. Now, if you need a bolster or a blanket underneath your thighs, please feel free. Feel free to get one. It can be really comfortable if you have achy low back to bring a bolster under the thighs like this. We'll be here for some minutes. And when it's time to come out, I'll let you know and we will close the class.